honestly approach that. And to me personally, if you feel like you want to call me a he or you want to call me a she, oh wow, he was really great, like talking, it doesn't matter to me. There are some girls out there that if you call them a he and a drag, you might need to run. It might not be hard because they're usually wearing 6-inch stilettos and you can run from that very easily. So, I mean, to me, call me Mike, call me Victoria. Just don't call me late for dinner. Are you guys too young for that reference? No? Did that answer you proficiently? Awesome.
That's a great question, yeah.
That was a good question. Any other questions? Yes.
Where did you get the name Victoria?
It was actually, Victoria Adams was actually Posh Spice's. Anyone Spice Girls? Anybody? No?
Yes.
It was Posh Spice's maiden name. But she gave it up, so it's mine now. She's a Beckham now. She tries to take it back. I'm like, Miss Beckham, my first name was Jessica Fire, spelled with Y's, not I's. And then it was Vivian Fox, and then it went to Victoria Adams. A lot of changes happened in my drag career. So when I first had that name, I grew out of that name into my second name, grew out of that name into my final name. I'm not gonna change again because everybody knows my name and people will be like, girl, why'd you change your name again? Like, come on. But, it was, I had no idea it was Posh Spice's maiden name. I actually wanted an original name. I've always liked the name Victoria.
David Swinnerton, Jacob Shoulder, Matt Mitchell, and Colby Sherrill,
Some
please
people who
report
call
to
me Vicky,
guidance.
I'm like, and the first thing I think of is like Fairly Odd Parents. Like, come on now, don't call me Vicky. There's a whole song about it. You can call me Tori, but Adams was my first boyfriend. His last name was Adams, and he was such a crucial part in my coming out that I decided to pay homage to
Roberts
him.
and Meredith
I said that word right. What is it?
Meredith
Oh,
Palisade.
dang. But I wanted to, forever have that memory, so I chose his last name as mine. Yes?
Do you think you have a different personality when you're dressed up?
Oh yes, oh yes. Let me tell you, sometimes I wake up with my wig half off and my shoes like somewhere, and I'm like, what did she do last night? Seriously. A lot of times, because when you put on a costume and you put on a shield, so to speak, that I have, I can go out and be, as flamboyant and crazy as I want. And that's fun. Like, you get to, it's like vacation every day. And, when I'm not in drag, I'm very reserved. I'm not going to enjoy the fair very much. I always am a little bit more calm, and I'm not as flamboyant. When I'm in drag, like I'm always have to impress somebody. I always have to keep my appearances up. So it's a lot of work. It's not. I don't go to my club only for just fun. I have to go to my club, and as soon as I walk into the moment I leave that club, there's someone looking at me, and there's someone who is trying to learn from me. So I can't not be over the top, and I'm not in your face about it. But as a boy, I'm a lot more quiet. I mean, I still have no public.
What is discretion?
Discretion! I'll talk to anybody and anything that walks. Like, even that fire hydrant that's sitting right there, I'll strike a conversation if I'm, lonely enough. But I'm not as over the top when I'm not in drag. So, anybody else? Yes!
Is there a specific drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race that inspired you more than someone else?
Give me some Jujubee. Anybody Jujubee? Anybody know Jujubee? Jujubee, Boston Queen. She actually came from a club that I frequent. And there's actually another queen that just got from Massachusetts on the show this season. So they're looking around this area, so hopefully. Her and Raven are my absolute favorites. Raven, and then their dynamic is very much like my sister Ari and I. Very fun, very quirky, they keep each other grounded, and that's the best part, They are not, they're not. Yep. Okay. They're not mean. They're not like Catty! They're not catty. They are, they're very real and for themselves. And that's the number one thing you have to be in drag for, is yourself and for your art and for your love. And that's essentially why I do it, is this is fun, and my main focus is community outreach and doing this kind of stuff and be an active part of the community, not only the gay community but also the whole community. But they have a lot of the same ideas, so they would be my favorite. But the whole routine is definitely, the whole dynamic is just fantastic.
What is a typical night at the club like?
That's a good answer, 'cause not a lot. I don't know how to answer this one. A lot of shots. We're not talking about that. 14. I get to my club as it opens at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I bring the 5 bags that it takes to carry my stuff for the 5 shows I do in one night. So I bring multiple hair, I bring multiple outfits, multiple shoes. I lay everything out. We don't have a dressing room, we have a pool room that I kind of take over, and everyone's like trying to play pool. I'm like, my wig's there, don't touch. But it takes me from about 4 to about like 5 to spread everything out and get everything where I need it. And then it takes me from about 5 to 9:30 to get my whole face done. It takes me from about 9:30 to 10 to get my hair and my body on. My body, I wear pads to create hips, because, little fun fact, men's shoulders are broader than their hips.